Hello and welcome to our fourth and final CDS self-efficacy video. Today we're going to talk about something that really connects the other videos together, and hopefully together will give you a format to go forth and develop yourselves. What we've talked about so far is really about success. Like this penguin, he's totally successful. Why is he successful? Well, for the three reasons in our other videos. For one thing, he has a growth mindset. He knows that his intelligence isn't limited by what he can do right now, but that he can actually improve. By working hard, he can get better. And he knows how to work hard. He knows about expert behavior and knows that by practicing, instead of just working towards getting something done, a grade or money, or on the other hand, just playing for fun, by practicing and failing, looking at his problems and improving, he can get better and become an expert. And this penguin, he also has grit. He doesn't give up no matter what. Even when things are terrible, this penguin keeps going and diving and getting more fish. And so he is a success. For penguins to be successful, they need to catch a lot of fish and have a lot of penguin children. But what does it mean for us to be successful? I think for each one of us, we have different long-term and life goals. And whether or not we reach those goals is kind of how we judge ourselves to be successful or not. But it's hard to connect things like grit and mindset and expert behavior directly to those long-term and life goals. Let's say you want to be president of your country. Obviously, having grit and developing expert behavior and mindset can move you in that direction, but that's a big goal by itself. For instance, expert behavior. How do you practice for being president? You have to break that down a little bit. So today, actually, we're going to talk about goals and goal setting, and about how reaching those long-term and life goals really means making lots of smaller, smart goals. Goals that really move us towards the thing that we want to do, and do it in a way where we can make sure that we get the job done. Another way to think about it is that smart goals help us use grit, mindset, and expert behavior to reach the goals of our lives. So what does it mean for a goal to be smart? Well, SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. And I'll go into each one of those to explain what it means using an example from a goal that I myself have. So for a goal to be specific, we want the goal to say exactly what you want to do. Well, that's easy. I want to learn Korean. As someone living in a different country, it's my responsibility to know the local language. But even that is not specific enough. That's more like a long-term goal. I need to break it down and talk about exactly what it is I want to do. I don't know that many Korean words, so perhaps expanding my vocabulary by learning new words is a good goal. Absolutely. That goal is a lot more specific than just wanting to learn Korean. But still, that goal will help me move towards my general goal of wanting to learn Korean. Having a specific goal is a good start, but my goal also needs to be measurable, which means I need to know when I'm making progress, and most importantly, know when I've succeeded at that goal and when it's time for me to start a new goal. So my current goal, maybe I can say that I'm making progress every time I learn a new word, but there's no clear measure for what success would be and when I would start a new goal. So I can improve this by specifying how many words I'm going to learn. Let's say 2,000. Sounds good to me. And by making it clear what progress means in this case, by saying that I'm going to study those words every day. And actually, I do study Korean every day using a computer program that tracks my progress. And you can see that over the last 30 days, I've studied almost every day. I missed one day about 12 days back, and I haven't studied today, so I have to get on that. But otherwise, I've been pretty good. Now that my goal is measurable, I want to move on to the next part of the SMART goals framework and see if my goal is achievable, which means I control it directly, and it's not too hard for me or too easy. When I'm saying that something is under my direct control, that means I actually decide if it happens every day. For instance, if I made part of my goal to learn every word the first time I study it, sounds like a good thing to do, but I don't have control over how quickly I learn every word. I only control how much effort I put in. So I can't add this. Instead, the goal I already have of studying every day is much more achievable because I can control whether I do that. The other thing is that I don't want to have my goal be too hard and too easy. Right now, I say that I am going to learn 2,000 new words. Well, that's actually quite a lot. I'm not sure how long that would take me. that might be too hard for me. But if I knock it down to something like 10, I could probably learn 10 in one day, and my goal would end too quickly. That's not really a good choice either. I'll stick at something like 200. I think I could probably do 200 new words and keep my attention, keep my grid up for the whole time. It's kind of like the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You want to find the goal that's just right for you. In addition to being achievable, my goal needs to be relevant, and thankfully my goal shines here because it fits really well into my longer-term goals as a person. For one thing, I'm really interested in East Asia. I studied East Asian history in university, and I've lived in East Asia for almost 10 years. I'm also interested in poetry, especially some forms of Korean poetry, so improving my Korean vocabulary would really help me in that aspect of my life. And finally, I love learning new languages, so that's an obvious connection. Korean is a great way for me to expand my knowledge of different languages. So as you're planning your goals, you want to think about how relevant they are to your longer-term goals as well. What do you eventually want to be? What do you eventually want to know? And how can you add that right now? In addition to being relevant, we want our goals to be time-based. And this is in some way the simplest and most difficult part, because we want our goals to have clear deadlines and timetables. Actually, my goal already has a bit of a timetable because I'm saying that I'm studying every day. But I need to set a deadline as well, sometime where I can say, have I succeeded? Do I need to reassess? And for me, I'm going to set June 20th. By June 20th, I'm going to learn 200 new words, which means that over that time, that's 2 months from now, I will learn 25 words per week. And I think I can handle that. So I think I can achieve my goal by June 20th. But what's your goal going to be? Not just your immediate goal, but your long-term and life goals. And how are they going to fit into the SMART goal that you'll hopefully set today? That's something for you to think about carefully. That's something for you to consider carefully as you move forward. Well, that's it for the CDS self-efficacy videos. I hope they've been useful for you. And go forth, give it your best shot, and don't give up. Thank you very much. Have a great day.